I'm Angelina Williams. I'm the program manager at the Guidance Center.
How you guys doing? My name is Stevie McBride. I am a trauma-informed consultant here at the Guidance Center.
And I am a licensed clinical social worker.
I'm also a licensed marriage and family therapist.
I'm also a Black woman that is a mother of a Black son.
I am definitely and obviously a Black man.
In our profession, being practitioners, thinking about complex trauma and just the exposure. I'm just wondering also about how you took care of yourself after this exposure. Like, how are you taking care of you and the people you care about?
I think it starts with, for me, this will come out probably later with a bunch of the coping strategies that I've used personally, but it started off for me just being able to be in that emotion at that time and more like a self-reflection of what I'm feeling as soon as I get up in the morning. And for the first few days, I felt tired. I felt exhausted, overwhelmed. But then inside, of course, I find the motivation because I do physical workouts. So I do activity to keep me going. So that motivates me. And then I think another thing that I did was with one of my friends from college. He created this group, and I joined the group for the first time. It was the first time he'd ever done anything like this, and he's not a therapist. And I just applauded, and I was like, "Bro, this is a great idea. Like, of course, why didn't I think of this?" But maybe I was still too emotional to even like do that. So when he invited me into the group, I hopped in, and then of course, once they found out I had a clinical background, and that's when I became like the co-leader and started. Yeah, I just naturally stepped into my role, and then but the first one was powerful because I got a chance to get out everything that I wanted to get out, and I encouraged everyone else to just vent. That's all it is. And this group was just for Black men, so that which was dope because I've never had anything like that or even done anything like that, but it was powerful where we had at least 22 Black men from all over the country, and they were able to get their piece out. It was supposed to be 2 hours, a 2 hour Zoom. It went to about 3 because we were all just talking and venting and expressing emotion. And it was so powerful to see Black men who are often like has this stigma of like what therapy is, what does it mean to like vent and get all that stuff out, because we don't do that. I don't think as a culture of Black men we don't do that enough. And so when we had that platform to do it, I was like, something is tweaking up here where we're actually figuring it out that we can't carry this burden on our own. Let's express our emotions to each other, which I thought was the most amazing thing that could happen. And so we continued it. And we got different people in there each time, ranging from, about 22 years old at the youngest. And then we had a guy who might have been 60 in there, who might have seen things that we haven't seen or experienced things we haven't seen. So we didn't put an age cap on it. We didn't put a limit of number of people who come in. But we did keep it for Black men, which was dope. Yeah. So, yeah. And then along with that group, I think definitely communicating with my wife a lot more about some of the emotions I've been having as well. Like I said, my physical activity has been key. Shutting down the news, because I was so wrapped up in the news with the COVID numbers. And then once the news came out about all the racial tension and everything and the social injustice, I think I kind of started shutting off the news a little bit because it would weigh me down throughout the day. So I would have to cut the news off. And I kept posting on social media. I probably could have let go of social media, but for me, it was about my way of protesting. So I was able to just keep putting out information, keep putting out posts, um, Black Lives Matter, like stuff like that. So I wasn't ashamed. I didn't care at that point because I was so fueled of like the anger and the sadness and all the emotions behind my post. Like I didn't care what people say. I didn't care if I got one like or not. That didn't matter, but a message had to be sent. So, yeah, those are kind of a few of the things that I've done to deal with that. So, and I'm still dealing with it. I don't think anything could, it's not a quick fix.
No.
It'll never be a quick fix. And I think people should realize that. Because every day is a different feeling. Every day it's a new day. And you have to do what you have to do to maintain your sanity, to get you through the day. And so I practice like waking up at a certain time. I have a routine set. I kind of self-reflect. I think about how I'm feeling, and I go downstairs, get my workout in, drink plenty of water, because water is important. And, I do my little posting, and then, I talk with my wife daily about stuff. And yeah, because more and more stuff is coming out like through the news, and you just have to be on guard. Yes. So you have to be ready to deal with the new day. So yeah.
Yes.
But
great tips. Those are definitely some great tips, and just the community of it all too, of just talking to other men and making sure that conversation continues, and also within your home, also very important.
Yes. So I guess that kind of closes out for people that are not of color per se. What do you think they can do to be allies for the Black community at this point?
Allies. I love that this is a term that's really being defined now, because having a Black friend or having diverse friends doesn't necessarily make you an ally, or being in a relationship with someone outside of your culture doesn't make you an ally, right? It's really about action. So we know action can't happen or informed action can't happen if you are not informed. So I would say what that looks like is research and educating yourself, and not making it the burden of your Black friend or your friend that's a person of color to educate you, but really take the time to be informed. There are so many documentaries. I mean, internet, you can search anything, and just take the time to really be informed about the things that you have opinions about. I think also taking a moment to look at yourself in the mirror and to explore what your implicit bias are, because we all have them, and some of them are not even our fault. I mean, some of them are just literally a function of society, a function of our privilege, and I think it's important to take a pause and to look at that. And what I have noticed happening is that there's been such an outreach from those that are taking the time to research, and they'll, reach out and they'll give their apologies and, express their emotion after watching certain documentaries or having certain conversations. And while I appreciate the sympathy, I think it has to go beyond tears, and it has to go beyond I'm sorry, and it has to move into action and using your platform, using your privilege to create change. And that's what
change.
I need to see.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree. The education and the research, and definitely we want to see change. And I think that couldn't be spelled out even like the way it is. It has to be a change.